Okay, in this section we're talking about packing bearings. First thing you want to do is loosen your lug nuts. Don't take them off, just loosen them. Next, you need to jack it up about 1 inch off the ground. Now, we go ahead and take the tire off. Alright, now you take this dust cap off. It's just fitted on here real tight. Take your sharp straight blade screwdriver and start pounding it in there, and it breaks it loose. Go around it and it'll pop right off. That's pretty dry. This needs to be packed. But if you pulled it off and it was oozing with grease around here, you could probably put it back on and not worry about it. I need to be 100% sure, so I'm going to go ahead and pack these. First thing you got to do is take this little cotter pin out. You bend it straight. You want to put your parts on a clean paper towel so they don't get dirty. Then you're going to pull this nut off. See, that's not supposed to be tight. That was actually okay the way it was. If you get it too tight, it'll cause friction and it'll get hot and burn it up. Then you just pull that. Your outer bearing comes out, and the outer washer. Put those on my paper towel. Go ahead and pull this off. Set that there. This is the hub. Zoom in. Right here is the seal. You want to try to be as clean as possible, and maybe even cleaner than possible. If you get dirt in that bearing, it'll cause it to wear out real quick. So I always clean this up best I can before I start working on it. But this seal all the way around, that's aluminum. It's pressed in. This one has felt around the inside, which is actually what seals the grease in. This has got to come out so we can get to the bearing underneath it. The way I like to do this, turn it over. See if we can get it in focus here. Then you take a tool like this. This is just a piece of rod. You can reach in here and you can gently tap on that bearing, and you go all the way around it, and that seal will eventually pop out. It's just pressed in. You don't ever want to hit too hard. You can hurt the bearing. And out comes the seal. Okay, we're going to turn this back over. Now, these are my two pieces, my bearing and my seal. I'm going to set the bearing on my paper towel, and I'm going to take the paper towel and clean this. 90% of the time, these seals can be reused if you get it out without hurting it. That one's perfect. I'm going to reuse that. If yours are hurt and they look like they're leaking, you want to go to a specialty store and get new ones. They're only about $15 a set. Set that on our paper towel. Okay, so I'm going to take my inner bearing, wipe off some of the excess grease because it might be dirty, but you don't need to soak it in paint thinner or gasoline. Some people recommend that, but that'll be fine right there. Take your grease. I just got your multi-purpose grease. It's not crucial what you use, it just needs to be thick. And greasy. So we start smearing it on our bearing, and then we start working it in. You can hold the inside and spin it, and this will take many passes to get this. All you're really trying to do is get it worked into all the nooks and crannies and grooves. Go around the side here where there's an edge, a gap, seam, whatever you want to call it. Okay, we got that worked in there. The next thing you want to do before you put it back in is you want to take a mess of grease and just pack it in here all the way around it. And then we set it right in that little bed of grease. Try to clean off my fingers a little bit. And we take our seal and we want to try to wipe some grease around this felt piece in the center. It will help seal it up. And got greasy fingers, so the outside's greased. I'm going to put some more grease in here, right around the outside. Alright, then we take our seal, we set it in there, make sure it's going in square on all four sides. It's kind of an oxymoron, square on all four sides, and it's round, but you just don't want it cattywampus, because then we're going to take this wood block, it's just a piece of 2x4, you set it on it and you gently tap it in. Turn it, tap it, turn it, tap it. That forces it to go in perfectly perpendicular, and that's as far in as you want to go. You want the edge to be right there level with the hub. And now I'm going to put some more grease in there. Okay, so you can see the goal here is to just get a lot of grease on it. Okay, we're working on the inner or the outer bearing. Wipe off some of the old grease. Start working in the new grease. Lots of grease. Lots of grease in here. Nice bed of grease for it to sit in. Lay that baby in there. Put some more grease on the outside. We will put this on here. Okay, we'll put this on here. It just slips on. Put your outer washer in. Put your axle nut on. This, you want to tighten it until it's tight. And then you want to back off. See, you've got these grooves on this nut. I'm going to back off one set of grooves. I'm going to put my carter pin back through there. Tap it in. Then you bend up the other end. You see that? Very important that carter pin's in there. If it falls out, the nut's going to spin off and the whole wheel and tire is going to come off. Then we take our dust cap, one last cleaning, and it just snaps on there. Tap it on, and the bearings are packed.
Hammer swings, hammer falls, I see the